Good morning. We are in chapter 11 of Hebrews, looking at this, what is known as the faith chapter. And the writer to the Hebrews is back to the theme of the whole book, which is that everything about what we have in Jesus is better than what we had without him. And in verse 15, he says, if they, that is those people he's been talking about, that is Abel, Noah, Abraham and Sarah, if they'd been thinking of the land from which they'd gone out, they would have had opportunity to return. This is talking about Abraham and Sarah. The writer says that they were not, they came from a very, very wealthy, cultured city, leader of the time. If you ever have the chance to go to the British Museum and go to the gallery that has the artifacts that were found in where Abraham came from, you will see how extremely advanced a civilization they had. There was a lot of wealth there, there was a lot of gold there, there were lots of wonderful abilities, the writing, ability to write, all sorts of things. And they went from there, from this wonderful city life of great prosperity. They went over a huge distance to a country that was very nomadic and had very small cities, Sodom and Gomorrah and other cities. And there's not a hint anywhere in the scriptures that Abraham and Sarah thought about going back, even when they had problems with a famine or they had problems with people they were living among. They went down to Egypt for support rather than going home to or even to Haran, which was, of course, halfway between and Canaan. And the writer to the Hebrews says, for people who speak thus make it clear that they are seeking a homeland. If they were thinking of that land from which they had gone out, they would have had opportunity to return. But as it is, they desire a better country, that is, a heavenly one. Their thoughts were fixed on a close relationship with God, wherever that led them in this life, with the prospect of going home to God at the end of life. Now we're talking about people who lived a long time before Jesus ever came, and yet they had a knowledge of God that had been revealed to them, and they lived in that knowledge by faith. And what they were looking forward to was better than what they had. And they were actually very wealthy people. Abraham and Sarah were very wealthy. They had lots of herds and flocks. They were not poor people. But they didn't cling on to what they had. They abandoned the city when God called them. And it's this idea, again, that what we have held for us in heaven is far better than what we have here. Far better. The writer here has already described it as what we see in this world is a shadow of what we see what we will have in the world to come. And as we know, if you look at even the picture of me that you see in front of you, you look at the origin of my shadow, which is my head. The shadow comes from this light I've got because it's a bit dim this morning, which is off to my left. And the real me is coloured and it's obvious, the face and so on. But when you look at the shadow that falls on this shoulder, you can't really make out what the shadow is a shadow of even. And the shadow has no colour. It moves. It does what the rest of me does. But compared to the origin, it is very sort of bland. It has no colour. And if the shadow, if what we have here is a shadow, if the world that we see, all the beauty and glory and amazing things caught up in the world that we see here and now, all that wonderful variety, all that wonderful creation that God put together, if that is a shadow of the reality, what must the reality be like? Absolutely unbelievable, incredible, far beyond what we can imagine. And people have imagined what heaven will be like. But whatever we can think of, until we see it, will only be a vague impression. What God holds in his hands for you and me is mind-blowing. And it's something to hold on to as we travel through this life, knowing where we're going, knowing we don't belong here, knowing we're aliens and exiles, and knowing that we have the passport, Jesus himself, guaranteeing us a place in the presence of God, promising us, as he does in John 14, I go to prepare a place for you. In my Father's house there are many rooms or many mansions, many places. I go to prepare a place for you, so that where I am, you will be also. What promises we have. Hallelujah. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.